Now, Elliot, you have delivered the King's Bible, sir. The rest of your sojourn among us, which I hope will be long and pleasant, will naturally be devoted to acquiring information about our great country, the greatest on earth, as you will already have learned from the reporters as you came up the bay and from other shy and blushing sources. I am glad of this opportunity to add to your accumulation of American fact, and will help you all I can. And where I cannot add a fact, I shall hope to be useful in explaining facts drawn by you from other authorities. Our form of government, sir, is the best that can be devised by human wisdom. It being a monarchy, a great and free and progressive and enlightened monarchy like your own at home. There is a difference, but it is only slight and not readily perceptible. Yours is hereditary monarchy under a permanent family. Ours is hereditary monarchy under a permanent political party. Sometimes you call your system a monarchical republic. Ours is a republican monarchy. There is no real difference. And I can tell you this, both have come to stay. You couldn't dislodge ours with dynamite. Is it good? Well, not as good for the nation as it would be if the two great parties held the power turnabout and kept each other from abusing it. You will read and hear much of the President of the United States. Dear sir, do not be deceived. There is no such person, and no such office. There is a President of the Republican Party, but there has been only one President of the United States since the country lost Mr. Lincoln 42 years ago. The highest duty of the President of the Republican Party is to watch diligently over his party's interest, urgently promoting all measures, good or bad, which may procure votes for it, and as urgently obstructing all, good or bad, which might bring its rule into disfavor. The party only is hereditary now, but the headship of it will be hereditary by and by in a single family. Pray do not overlook our patriotism, sir. There is more of it here than exists in any other country. It is all lodged in the Republican Party. The party will tell you so. All others are traitors, and are long ago used to the name. We impose no penalty upon them except the half of the taxes, but Russia would send them to Siberia. Publicly, sir, we are intensely democratic, and much given to mocking at royalties and aristocracies. But privately, we have that hankering after them and worship of them which has never been absent from any section of the human race. We love to look at photographs of princes and princelings and dukes and duchesses, greatly preferring them to any other kinds of pictures. Our illustrated papers and magazines know this, and they keep this appetite liberally fed. The source of this adulation of ours is the same that it is all over the world. Envy. Envy of the conspicuous. While a president is in office, we have pictures of them daily, and the telegrams record every wonderful thing they say, just as your newspapers do with the profound remarks of august children on your side of the water. An American girl would rather marry a title than an angel. We are nearly ripe for a throne here. In fact, all we lack is the name. We are a stirring and energetic and enterprising people, sir, and we do things on a large scale. Look at our statistics. There is nothing elsewhere on the planet like them. In Europe, you think it a proud thing if you kill 1 or 2 people a week with automobiles, whereas our weekly output amounts to a Bartholomew massacre. Your British railways carry more passengers than do ours, yet when it comes to killing and crippling, where are you? Out of sight. If you kill and cripple a few dozen people in a year, you think it a great thing. Dear sir, it is nothing. Our railways kill 10,000 passengers every year and injure 60,000. If you would do away with your obstructive block system and protected crossings, you could do as well. In England, you attach an almost sentimental importance to human death and mutilation. You are too fastidious about it. We used to be like that, but we have gotten over it. Our streets are the property of the transit cars and all that is. In our great city, the cars kill a human being every 15 hours a year round. That is the crop of the suddenly killed. 700 a month. 8,500 a year. 10 or 12,000 a year if you count those that by and by succumb to their injuries and get no mention. By car accidents, we kill and injure together 5,600 a month without counting Sundays. 70,000 a year. Just the duplicate of what our 209,000 miles of American railways do, you see. Aggregate, 140,000 per annum. Can you beat that? Can you even approach it? No, sir. No country can approach it. At least no foreign country, except perhaps Sheol. If that is a foreign country. I don't know. When I think of some of our shipments to it, I realize that I should feel more or less at home there. It wouldn't surprise me there to recognize our American twang here and there, and now and then the pleasant accent of your own great country, sir. When you have a trial, which is particularly salacious and rotten with indecencies, your courts shut out the public and the reporters. Our way is better and more popular. Although we do not allow obscene books and pictures to be placed on sale either publicly or privately, or sent through the mails, we exploit our thaw trials in open court and place the lust-breeding details per newspaper and mail under the eyes of 60 millions of persons per day, young and old, and do not perceive the curious incongruity of it. A wave of crime, quite naturally and of necessity, follows throughout the land, resulting in hundreds and hundreds of atrocities that come to light, and those of thousands that are concealed out of shame by the victims and their friends, and do not reach the light. Say one revealed case to 200 that are never heard of by the public. Then we clamor for an increased police force to stop the wave. That is to say, we build a fire in a powder magazine, then double the fire department to put it out. We inflame wild beasts with the smell of blood and then innocently wonder at the wave of brutal appetite that sweeps the land as a consequence. There is going to be another wave, sir. If you will wait for the new thaw trial, I offer to bet you 500 to 1 that you will see that wave. I mean, if you are accustomed to that time-honored British way of arriving at facts that are in doubt. If you prefer, I will keep it perfectly private. You have been hearing about the international yacht race. Do not let that pretty phrase deceive you, sir. It is not international, not an exchange of benefits. All of the really valuable results go to Great Britain. We get none of them. The race has steadily improved the science of seamanship and the art of shipbuilding, but as our monarchy forbids us to have either seamen or ships, we get not a single valuable thing out of them, unless you may call by that name our never-failing showy but spectral and empty victories. Great Britain gets all the champagne, we get the bottle. Great Britain gets the oyster, we get the shell. But if we could abolish that expensive and unprofitable sarcasm, the international yacht race, and substitute an international horse race, we could equalize the benefits, for we could meet you and often beat you on equitable terms and improve our great bluegrass stock in the operation. For a while. Then Congress would interfere and require our native horses to sail under a foreign register and a foreign flag, like our ships. I beg you, sir, to observe our street pavements. They are our own invention. This is the only place in the world where the pavements consist exclusively of holes, with asphalt around them, and they are the most economical in the world. Because holes never get out of repair. But I must not weary you with adulations of our merits, lest I give you the impression that we have no defects, which is not the case. We have them, but we have the art of concealing them. It comes from long practice. I hope, my Lord Bishop, that my native country is treating you as well as that old motherland of ours, whence you came, has lately treated me, as cordially, as hospitably, as kindly, and how kindly it was. I hope I may, without too much presumption, use a still warmer word and say affection, for it looked like that, and I prize that above all the rest. At the pier, the assembled brawny longshoremen received me with a welcome that touched me deeply. And when I had finished my 4 weeks' sojourn, there was no rank, no grade that had not said the pleasant word to me, from the stevedore to the throne. If I could express my thanks for this, I would do it. But there are thanks which cannot be put into words. Words are not adequate. That proud honor which was conferred upon me by the most illustrious of all universities, and which carried with it the added honor of being proffered, not on the spot but from oversea, carried with it yet another and still higher distinction, since in conferring it upon me, subordinately, Lord Curzon was conferring it first of all upon my great country, as he said in his letter, using just that phrase. And so, as I stood in his stately presence and listened in innocent and ignorant contentment to his melodious Latin compliments, I could not help holding my head a little high, for I realized that I had surpassed my life's loftiest ambition. Since, whether I deserved the great place or not, I was nevertheless represented in my person, and properly gowned and imposed in scarlet, one of the giant nations of the earth. You yourself, my Lord Bishop, are represented in your person tonight, another great nation, and we offer you honor and goodwill and affection, and through you we offer them to England, whom God preserve.